We are back at the Cottage Refurb. Monday morning, we have a little problem. Last week the tiler turned up on Thursday and it was just too wet. It was the walls had barely dried out. It's an old cottage, thick walls, cold walls, no heating on in the house with me, an empty property. So it just didn't dry out. Luckily now it has dried out. The tiler is coming tomorrow, Tuesday. Hopefully it can get done for Wednesday. There's not loads here, there's only 10 metres squared worth of tiling to do. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it can be done for Wednesday. So I've just come today just to push it along a little bit. I'm going to plumb up the bath, make cisterns up, make basins up, just to, like I say, push the job along a little bit. And then I'm back Thursday, Friday with Nick, the joiner. He's going to help me fit the LVT flooring, the units that are going in there. We've got either a quartz or a granite worktop to go on. And then there's a custom bath panel that's been made to go on there. So hopefully he can help me out and just push it along. Hopefully we get finished by the end of the week. If not, I might just have to pop back the week after just to do the finishing little bits. So stay tuned. If you are new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. I do day in the lives, bathrooms, general plumbing, also do a bit of gas work as well. So do press that subscribe button, and if you haven't done already, hit that notification bell to get a notification every time we upload. So enough of me babbling. Let's get into it. So starting with the bath waste now, obviously need to just make sure we clear our plastic, because how many times have you done that before? Put the waste in and realise you've not peeled back the plastic. Because I know I have, plenty of times. So waste, if I wasn't a million miles away from a plumber's merchants, I'd head off and go get a different one, because I'm not a big fan of these ones. These are the type where you've got the separate overflow plastic adapter that goes on and it all tightens up. I'm not a fan of them. I've had them before where they leak. But I'm going to give it a go. It's what's been supplied by Clifton Bathrooms. So, as always, with bath waste, I'm going to be using some clear silicone. So, clear silicone all around the top of there, plonk that into place, and then basically silicone everywhere just to get a seal. So silicone on top of there, onto the bottom of the underneath, onto the waste, and then that way it'll be easier. So that goes on like so, and then silicone again on the bottom of there. That then goes in like so, and we have another washer, more silicone onto there, more silicone. We've got our washer which goes on and tightens all up into place. And obviously our overflow flexible pipe goes up, and same again on there, screws on, silicone left, right and centre, just to make sure we're sealed. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there's no leaks on that. If it does, then we'll replace the waste, because I'm not messing about trying to fit that or repair that if it does leak. So the waste all in now, fingers crossed that's okay. I'm going to pipe it up. As always, McAlpine traps, because you're just not going to get any better than McAlpine. So get that on there like so. Try not cross-thread it, Macaulay. Probably shouldn't be doing this with my left hand. And then I think it might be better putting a M&F elbow on that, because yeah, I'm going to nip to the van. In fact, I might have one in my little bag in here. Let's have a look. M&F elbows in here. 45, no elbows. just nip to the van, go grab an M&F elbow, get that glued into position, and then we'll get the bath taps marked out and get them all on. Might leave them in position, see how much room we've got behind once the tile's there. If not, we'll just whip them back out again, and we'll pipe it up at a later date. We'll see how we get on. So that all in now, pipes up. Just moving over to doing the bath taps. So we've got the traditional sort of looking taps. So centre of the bath of our overflow there, 7 inches, so 3.5 feet away. Just double check that, even though I drilled it once. Yep, 7 inches, 3.5 feet away. And then what I like to do, I've showed you this tip a million times before, is I like to pilot my holes first rather than going straight at it with the hole saw. So I've marked it centre of the bath, and then what we're going to do, swap it over to the hole saw, and it makes it a lot easier when it comes to, that will stay there, makes it a lot easier when it comes to drilling our hole. We're not trying to pilot it and drill it all at the same time. It's a lot. So you can see there, I can put my pilot hole and pilot bit straight into the hole. I'm not messing around having to look under to see if I'm on the right mark. Oops. That's hot. And then fingers crossed, we're all right. On this one, washer at top and a washer at bottom. Put it into there, like so. And then tighten that up underneath. Right, so I've decided that I'm going to take the top washer off. I think having that black washer there looks a bit daft. Most taps you only have one washer, so I'm going to take that off, get that back in place, and we're not going to pipe up the hot and cold just yet. I'm a bit fixed for time today, so I'm going to go make the cistern up and the basin up, get that filmed, get that done, and then we can repipe this up next week. Not next week, later on this week, when the joiners fit in them bits over there, I can be piping this up. Usual case, flexes down onto some ISOs, and then I've got our 215mm pipes over there. Straightforward enough. So yeah, head downstairs, move my tools downstairs, get the basin and the cistern all made up. Might even put the radiator valves on the radiator as well. So downstairs, using a bit of a storeroom at the moment. So I've got a traditional looking basin. It's going to look really well on this bathroom. It's been a while since I've done a 2-tap hole sink. A new one anyway. I've replaced the taps, but not fit a new one for a while. Same with a plug and chain. I've not fit a new plug and chain onto an original bathroom for a long time. Don't know why. I suppose the push button and the click clack one is more modern these days. So taps matching upstairs. Nice crosshead ones. These are from Clifton's Vermont hot brassware. It's their own brand stuff. So we'll get these tightened onto here. Hot to the left, cold to the right as always. Doesn't feel like I've used a box spanner for ages. I use the tapex kit that often, and that these days on the taps traditional tools out since I'm fitting a traditional bathroom. That's one in. Solid. Right, so we can move over to getting our waste kit in now. And again, plug and chain. Plastic one though. What I'm going to do on this is get rid of them. And as always, put a basin mate from Thomas Dudley. So if you've not fit one of these before, basically all it is huge washer, which means you don't have to use silicone or plumber's mate or anything like that. So foam washer goes at the top, like so, and then pop that in your hole. These can be a bit hard to get on sometimes, they're very tight, but they do go. Push that all the way on. And then we've got our white washer that goes on like so, and then our nut. Get a pair of grips and get that tightened up. This can be very tight sometimes to do. Don't want to over tighten it, especially with a plastic one. I've just realised something, I think. What have I done there? What have I done there? There's a screw on that. You absolute cabbage. Where are we? Cabbage, cabbage, cabbage. What a cabbage I am. Put you down, get two hands on the job. That's my own fault for rushing and not looking at what I'm doing. Let's have a look, see what's going on here. Has that gone? What the hell is this? What is this they've sold me? That'll go on and then that's go on top. Must do, because that's only a really small bolt. Yeah, I think that's right. So I'm not far off where I was. I'm not going insane. So we'll get this tightened up. Should be somewhere near. Just make sure we can get our trap on there. Sometimes what happens is the trap, because of the basin mate, the trap then doesn't fit. Where's our washer? That one. Put that in there. That might just be okay. I think we're just okay on that. Just got it. Just give that another nip up, just to be sure. Don't want to go crazy on it because it's plastic. Don't know why they've sent me a plastic waste for that. It's first time from Clifton's I've ever had a plastic waste. I don't know if it's because it's a traditional plug and chain. I don't know, but hopefully it's okay. So that is the Basin mate. Highly recommend them. A lot less messy, a lot quicker than using silicone. So we'll get this now screwed back on here. Right, okay. Plug in there, and then just need to put our little bracket for the chain through our hole. So I'm making a right mess of this. Goes through there, and then a little bolt goes behind. And tighten that up. Right, so that's the basin made up, all done, ready to go for later this week. So now we need to move over to our cistern. I think what we're going to do with that as well, same thing, swap out the all the insides and put a Thomas Dudley fill valve and siphon in. So the cistern is concealed cistern, side entry. It's come with the cheap manufactured own brand, Chinese manufactured probably, siphon and flush valve, which we're going to get rid of, and we're going to replace it with the Dudley Hydroflow and a Dudley Victoria with a 2-inch outlet. We've got a 50mm pipe. So let's get this built up, and then we're going to move over to the radiator, which I think is that box there. Get the valves onto that, and that'll be me for today, I think. And then hopefully Tyler turns up tomorrow, and we can be back Thursday, Friday with the joiner Nick to get this nice wood-looking LVT flooring down. And obviously we've got all these we've got sink unit, I think. Like a sink unit, a couple of other units to go in before we can even start fitting any plumbing products. And I also need to pick up the bath panel because that's not turning up today now. So let's crack on. Right, so I'm going to put the tower rail valves in with some liquid PTFE on this one. And I'll swap and change whether I use Loctite, Rapid Blue stuff, this stuff from Hinton. If it worked, I suppose. So what we'll do is I only put one bead all the way around. I've seen people recently like rubbing it in and stuff like that, but as far as I'm aware, you don't need to do that. You don't need to put loads in like stripes and cover it all. You just need a little bead all the way around. I probably put a bit too much on there, to be honest. And then tighten that up like so. And what I like to do is take the valve back off a second. Get your radiator key, this one's from Wera, and just give it a little nip up, and then got it everywhere now. Let's do some wipes and van. And wiping the excess off. Not like that, because I've got it, I've made it even worse. It's the only thing with liquid PTFE, it's very messy. I know, who is it? That Rapid Blue company, Today's Tools. They've brought a gel out now which says it doesn't run. But I've not used it yet, so I can't judge on that one. So that all in there, put the other one made up, and that'll be about us for today. Just a mucky mark. Oh, that little big scuff up radiator then. Can I ask you all a question? Do you prefer these sort of videos? Do you prefer the longer form bathroom installs, or do you prefer the jobbing about installs, or even boiler installs? Yeah. Let us know in the comments below what you prefer. And also, I've been thinking about the tool reviews and stuff that I've done in the past. I'm thinking about taking them away from the channel and starting a new channel just for tool reviews. Would you be interested in that? Would you follow it? Or should I keep it all as one channel and still do the tool reviews on the channel? I've just realised I've not tightened that up. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Should I move the channel over? Should I keep it as one? What do you think? Right. Go get a wipe from the van to give them a proper good wipe down. And then we're all done for today, I think. Everything's made up. Don't think there's anything else I can really make up as such. No, I don't want to start making up the units yet. I could put the feet on them. We've got what have we got? We've got a toilet unit, one or the other, and then 2 cupboards. There. Got a piece of granite that needs cutting. We'll just do that once all these are in place and can measure it out properly. Shower screen over there. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'm all done for today then. Let's go outside. It's nice. It's nice weather today. It's not too bad. So I'll see you in a couple of days. Stay tuned. If you haven't done already, smash that like button. Tag it for this one again. We didn't hit it last time. We're going to try again for 200 likes. So if you are liking the video so far, please smash that like button. It is much appreciated, and it pushes it out to the wider, put your teeth back in, Macaulay, to the wider audience. So I'll see you guys in a couple of days. Fast forward a couple of days, we are back at the cottage renovation, and it's Friday now. We were here yesterday, me and Nick. Nick put the floor down. He just nipped to the van, so I sneak a little video in. He's cracking on putting the units in. Now Tyler come Wednesday, wash this off. So it's looking smart, it's looking well. So I'll just alter the pipes then, so Nick can get the units into place. While he's doing that, I'm going to crack on, get the shower valve in position, get the radiator in position. By then, should be able to start getting the basin in place and maybe the toilet, because we've got a granite worktop to go on top as well. So, enough for me babbling, let's crack on. And just like that, shower is in. Not got around to doing the rad yet, but the units are in. It's not stuck down yet. Get them stuck down now, and we'll get plinth on, back panel on. And while Nick's doing that, I'll get the radiator in, and then that'll be about it for today. Let that go off, get it stuck in, and back beginning of next week to get them plumbed in. Remind me never to work on Friday the 13th, ever again, especially when I'm going out. I need to finish early anyway. Just got wrapped up now. Nick's just gone. Had a bit of a problem when coming back to fill up. Drain off had snapped, and it's a right weird size. No standard drain off would fit into it. So I don't know if it's an old imperial thread or something like that. Had that done at fucking 4 o'clock on a Friday. Compression tee, new drain off in there. That seems okay. No leaks. Happy days. So it's looking well. We got as much done as needed to today. I'll be back Monday to hopefully get finished. If not, come back Tuesday. The customers here are really laid back, so they're happy for us to just get done when we get done. But this is what it's looking like. It's changed a lot from what it was. The units are looking mint. Customers getting their own. They haven't picked the door handles yet, so the customer's going to put them on themselves, hence why they're not being put on yet. And bath panel, all been made, looking smart. Obviously radiator, we'll get some snap it chrome covers for them just to finish it off. And that's looking nice and smart, and it really suits the style of the house and the style of the grounds and the area it's in. It looks mint, to be honest. I'm really pleased with this job. So I'm gonna Monday, first thing I'm gonna get toilet and basin piped up. Then we'll get shower screening. We'll see what time it is, if we can silicone up to, Monday night. If not, we'll just come back Tuesday, and then we've just got a day of cleaning up, wiping down, siliconing everywhere up, because I've got silicone on the internal corners, on the bottom of the floor, bottom of the tray, bottom of the bath itself, all the worktops, toilets, obviously all the perimeter against the old skirting. I got to clean all that down, blah blah. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed the video so far. Stay tuned. I know it's been a bit of quite a lot of time lapses in this one, so on Monday I'll try do a bit more explanations and go into a lot more detail about what we're exactly doing instead of just putting time lapses over everything. So stay tuned and I'll see you guys Monday. Just like that, we are back. It is Monday morning, late morning. We've had a late start. Reason being, Friday the 13th, didn't only have a nightmare with that drain off, but went out on like an amazing night. On the way home, taxi driver decided to pull out at the junction without looking, and yeah, car smashed into the side of him and spun the car around, and I went in a car accident. So I've been on the phone to the taxi driver's insurance, not really promising, but we'll see. And yeah, so it turned out I paid, because Uber still charged me for my trip. So I've paid to be in a car crash on Friday night. So yeah, hopefully I can get my money back for my taxi ride, but we'll see. But we are back here and there's been a little change of plan. Instead of starting with the toilet and the basin, I'm gonna start with the shower screen. I hate doing shower screens, they're a nightmare. They just take forever, well, take longer than they should do. There's too many little bits and bobs and risk of smashing glass, which obviously we don't want to do. So we're gonna get that out of the way first, and then hopefully we've got time to get these done today with us having a late start now. The joys. So enough of me babbling, I'm gonna crack on. I've got this one in already, 10mm in. We don't, I'm just a bit of advice for any apprentices, because some people do it and some people don't, but how I do it is I drill my holes, plug it, we then put a little bit of silicone at the bottom here where the tray meets the tiles, fill that gap, and then come 30 centimetres up with silicone, and every hole gets a blob of silicone in. I do not silicone the full back profile. That way, when it comes to maintenance later down the line, if they ever need to change the shower screen, it's not a nightmare. It's less likely to pop the tiles, and you're gonna get your seal on the outside of the shower anyway, so it doesn't really need a seal behind as well. So yeah, just a little bit of a tip for you. So I'm gonna crack on, get that marked up, get that drilled. I then need to build the frame, because we've got a frame here with a sliding door, and then an end panel here with a corner profile. Just realising that last clip, I cut myself off and I've cracked on. So yeah, I've got this in place now, just putting the grub screws in, so 3mm holes, pilot bit, screw, and then it's, I don't like this sort of system, where it's got the cover panels up front of here. They're a nightmare to get on. I always find they're a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. So, hole there to get to the wall panel, and then we've also got on the back of the corner piece on there to get that all secured together, and then door pops on, and that'll be the shower tray done. obviously got silicone up and stuff, so we're getting there. I've just had a nightmare. Joy's been self-employed. Kid's school's rung. She's not feeling too well, so I thought I was gonna have to walk away from the job and go pick her up, but luckily her auntie's picking her up, so that's so I can stay and I can get this job finished, all being well. So enough of me babbling. Crack on, because it's not gonna do it itself. Right, so just like that, that one is all done, finished off. We just need to silicone up, obviously reading the instructions, just on the internal trim along the perimeter. Just check as well, because sometimes you have to go up the profile to the glass, but on this one there is a seal on the bottom where the glass meets the profile, so no need to silicone that. So tomorrow when we come around to siliconing, clean it all down, silicone up. So we'll move over to the toilet now. We did end up having to move the condensate for the boiler, so I've just got that to drop into there, cut back and drop in. Hopefully now it's not in the way, so we'll run downstairs, go get the cistern, get that mounted, and then we can get the toilet all put into place, panels on. I've used a flexi on this just to get us around this awkward bend. So yeah, should be straightforward. Have I just jinxed myself? Shouldn't have said that really, should I? So to hang the cistern, we have this little bracket which is screwed to the wall, so the centre of your unit. Dropped it down a little bit so it's not touching the ceiling then, the top of the unit, and then basically you've got these two little screws, bolts there. We've got two holes at the back of the cistern, and they just push onto place like so, and then you get sent a couple of washers. This one first, and a nut, 10mm nut. Put that one on, and then same on that side. That's screwed on, and then we just get a 10mm spanner just to lift them up. You can use a box spanner as well, it'll be a lot easier, but I've got my maintenance bag with me today, and not my install bag for some reason. Partly because I prefer the Vito over the Velocity bag, so I tend to be using it a lot more now. Tend to use the Velocity Rogue 3.0 XS for when I'm doing rip outs or slightly bigger jobs where it means a lot of mess. So you might have noticed I've moved the fill valve over to the left hand side. I did put it on the right hand side earlier in the video. Reason being, I've got my isolation valve there. I'm going to use, I like to use on concealed cisterns, grab it, a bent flexi. Once I put the washer in, which it keeps falling out, on there, like so, I can then put my 15mm male iron above there and get it tightened on. I was going to use a bent compression tap connector, but they didn't have one that wasn't an ISO on, and I didn't want to put another isolation valve in, so we just went for the flexi option. It's going to be nice and straight, so we shouldn't have any problems. There's going to be no kinks in the pipe before anybody starts moaning, because I know some people don't like using flexis, but they have got their advantages. So we'll get that in now, get that plumbed up and piped up. We won't turn the water on yet because we need to get our flush pipe in there. We need to cut it to length, and I'll show you exactly how I do that. So it's really easy. I like to start with the height first, so rather than the depth or how far I need to cut it back. So with this, what I like to do is make it up. Don't cut anything down yet, unless it's really long, because sometimes you can get ones that are really long. You can cut that down to a reasonable height. So what I've done here is put it in, tighten it up, and need to measure from the floor to the centre of our hole, which we've got 32 centimetres there. And then what we're going to do is measure from the floor here to the centre of our inlet for our toilet, which works out at 35.5. So 35.5 minus 32 works out at 35. 1.5? 1.5? Is that right? I'm having a brain fart. I'm at 35.5, 32. No, it's 3.5. 3.5. Is that right? I'm having an absolute brain fart here. Yeah, 3.5, 32, 35.5 minus 32, 3.5. Why was that a lot harder than it should have been? So yeah, 3.5. What I need to do is take this back off here. On our top section, we're gonna measure down 3.5, mark that on there, get our junior hacksaw, we'll cut that down to length, put it in, test it, measure it again, double check, make sure our measurements are right, and then we can move on to how far we need to cut it off the back of the wall. So with that now at the right height, what we need to do is measure how far we need to cut it back off the panel. I said wall earlier, I meant panel. So put that into place, and what we need to do is, on the back of our toilets, most of them, the majority of them have a lip like so. So what we need to do is put our tape up to that lip, and then look down there, which works out at 4.5 centimetres. 4.5 centimetres. However, I'm going to add half a centimetre onto this, so a couple of mil at least, because we have this lip here, so the top of the toilet doesn't go all the way back to the panel. So I'm going to make it 5 centimetres for now. If I need to cut it down a little bit more, I can do. So what I'm going to do, off the front of the panel, mark 5 centimetres, get that cut. We can then get our flush cone on in position, push the toilet back, make sure it is all in and everything's lining up as it should be. And there we go. You see there what I meant about there's about the 5mm gap on the back of the toilet. It doesn't quite go back to the wall like it does here, and that's because it's a shaker panel, so it sets back a little bit. So with that in position now, what we're going to do is mark up our holes for our fixing bolts, and all we do, same as always, line there, and then a line like that to mark the centre of the point. Same on that side, get the toilet back out, get our fixing L brackets in place. Be careful for any pipes under the floor. I don't think we're okay in that vicinity, but I'm probably trying to use a screw just long enough to go through the floor, just to make sure I'm not hitting anything below. Because the last thing I need now is a burst pipe, screw in a pipe, and now all the new floor's down, because I don't fancy taking that back up. So get that in, get that fixed in position, get the water turned on, and get it all tested out. Just like that, all done, piped up, ready to go. So I'm just going to pop the panel in. I'm hoping to be able to do that out of position without having to take the toilet back out. Get the fixing bolts in, then we need to get our button screwed into the shaker panel. I'm not sure how to do it, whether to put it in the centre, to the right, or even to the left. I don't know. Not sure on that one. Not sure it's going to look best, but we'll get it in position, see what the crack is, and see which way looks best, and then move over the pipe in the sink up. Toilet seat on. I haven't put the hole in there yet due to me, well, misplaced. No doubt it's in my van somewhere, but I just can't find it. The right size hole saw for it. So I'm gonna pop to Merchants tomorrow, get that drilled tomorrow. I'm not shooting off now, so just piping this up, and I am putting it on flexes. Let me get a torch in here. If I can find my phone, if I need to buy a new torch. Or charge my existing ones. So I'm putting it on flexes, 1/2 inch flexes, got my isolation valves there, some push fit 1.25 inch. So I should just be able to go straight over there into a P-trap. I'll put a P-trap instead of the bottle trap. That way we don't have to cut any of this back of the unit out. So I'm just putting this one in now. Should just pop into there. I think that's all in. So we get that tightened up, we can then get the water on. Oh, before we get the water on, get that bit of pipe cut into place there, get the water on, and get this tested out. Oh, got me ass for a bit. So we're getting there, So back tomorrow, I'm gonna show you a bit of siliconing. Obviously we'll get that drilled out. Got my talon covers to put on there, which are over there. And I think we're all done, other than obviously the cleaning down the siliconing and tidying up all the floor protector and everything else. So we're getting there, so stay tuned and I'll see you guys in the morning. Back again this morning, like just showing you towel rail, radiator, whatever the word is. Snap-ons on, flush button on and done. I've started making a start on the siliconing, so I've got white round toilet, white all there, white on the basin, white around the perimeter of the shower. I need to then, I'm going to show you now me doing the bath, and I'll show you how I do it. I am not the best siliconer in the world. I don't provide, you know the word I'm looking for. I don't try to say that I am. But I like to think I do leave it in a good nick. I may waste a lot of silicone, but as long as it looks right at the end, that's all that matters, I suppose. So, I'll show you exactly how I do that. I've got white going around there. I've also got white to go around the perimeter. I think I'm going to do clear on the bottom of the panel. Yeah, I'm going to do clear around there. White up the side to match the bathroom where it meets the tiles. Might do clear there. I don't know what colour the wall is going for. So I might do a bit of clear on that one. Obviously white around the perimeter, clear around the bottom of the pan. That's a controversial one. A lot of people put white in. I prefer clear. I think it doesn't make the toilet stand out as much, especially with the light wood floor. It'll look a lot better with clear. Clear along the bottom of the units, and then up the side of the unit as well, put a bit of clear in there. I might put white, with it being on the tiles. Yeah, I think put white in along the where it meets the tiles. So, enough of me babbling, let's crack on. So, with that all in there, very messy, it's not neat at all, but what we're going to do is use one of these forming tools. This is a Fugenmeister. Sounds German. So I use 10 and 8mm usually, especially around baths. Corners sometimes go down to 6mm. I've done 6mm on the worktop there. It doesn't look, I think 10mm and 8mm would be too bit much on there. I drop down to 6mm, it looks fine. So some people go around and spray soap and liquid on it. I don't always feel like you need to, especially with these tools. So pop you on here, see what you can see. Try not to fall in the bath. Well, they are meant to be waterproof, but I don't know how waterproof they actually are. So, have a little wipe. So all I use is a wet wipe, so make sure it's wet, that's the main thing. And then we'll go over it with the 10mm first, and then if it looks okay, I'm happy. If not, I'll go over the 8mm again. So into the corner, and then you just pull it along using the back edge. I used to use the front edge because it's got the chamfer in there. It turns out I was doing it wrong. It was meant to be on the flat edge at the back. So make sure your tool's wet, and then we just put it on, sliding it across. Do it along the bath and then along the tiles to get any of the excess off. It is key to say, I forgot to mention, to make sure your bath is full before you silicone it. That way it allows for the weight of the bath when it is full. So then once you're happy, you've got it all to what size you want, what I like to do is making sure you don't lick your finger, because it's not good to do that, you're going to leave bacteria on there, is to, tell you what, I'm going to get a new wipe just in case. Grab a fresh wipe, which is again a wet, is get your finger nice and wet on there, and then just smooth it over. If you press too hard, don't worry, go back over with your tool. But you get the picture of how I find it's the easiest way of siliconing. So you get the picture. I'm not all done there, but I don't want to drag it on for too long. I'll get it all finished up, get it all smoothed out, and I'll show you the end product before we call it a day and wrap up this bathroom. And just like that, it's a wrap, all done and dusted, nice and neat, perimeter all done, everywhere siliconed, and I'm really, really happy with the outcome of this bathroom. It looks top dollar. One of my favourite for a long time. I think this green and these fitted units look smart, really look well with the cottage vibe of the house and the area it's in. It fits in really well. So yeah, all done and dusted. Glad this one's all finished. Gone nice and smoothly. Touch wood. Could be famous last words that. Hopefully not. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm, pushes it to a wider audience. And if you've got any questions, drop us a comment below and I'll get back to every single one of you. And please, 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 if you haven't done already, smash that subscribe button. It's free. Create yourself a YouTube account, press the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get a notification every time we upload on the channel. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.